why we're not able to break the pattern and what does it take to break it. And I'll tell you that having your highest cash months is one of the byproducts that happens when people come to work with me. It's happened over and over again that I know that this is a theme. Women will come work with me and all of a sudden they're like, this is the most amount of money I've ever made in my business. This is the most amount of money I've ever made in a month. This is the most amount of money I've ever made in a week, in a day. And so I started trying to figure out, like, what was it? How did I get them into this state that they could, have their highest cash months? And I'll tell you, it is the most beautiful thing to watch a woman start doing the work that I teach. I love seeing her, implement the things, do the journaling, show up for the calls, really allow herself to, break certain patterns that are available, that are there, that have been, that literally have been blocking her from having the success that she knows is available for her. Now, here's the caveat to that, though. How do we stay in that consistent high cash months? How do we repeatedly over and over again do that? It requires you not only just doing the work for, 8 weeks. That's about the mark that everybody starts cha-chinging, having the money come in. Because here's the thing. What happens to them is they think, oh, well, I'm fixed now. Like, I can make this money. Like, let's go. And here's the thing. Money does not make you rich. Money does not make you wealthy. Having money and being able to bring it in does not change the patterns. It doesn't break the cycle. It doesn't break the thing that you've been living in for decades. But what happens to a lot of these women, they're like, oh, I can reach the success. I knew it was possible, which it is. But then they revert back to the ways that they processed before, the ways that they were before, because they don't realize that it is a becoming of her, right? You have to become her. This is the thing that's missing, is that it requires really deep work. And I will tell you, I was talking to my team and, we've had many women, thousands of women have incredible success. Then there's a handful that we see will have massive success and then they'll go back to their old patterns. And then I always question, like, why did this happen? Because I believe that they believe that they have the money now. So, okay, I know how to do the success. I don't need you anymore. But here's the thing. It took me over a decade to get to this mental and emotional state. It was not a one and done. And while you're in my world, I definitely can break many of the patterns. I can help you have awareness. You will have a transformation. You will see money in a different way. You will have a new relationship with money, with yourself, with everybody else in your life. I mean, if you do the work, you will have these results. But you have to go all the way home. I'm teaching people something that took me over a decade to learn in a very short period of time. When you think about all the things that have to be regulated for you to break a pattern, your nervous system has to be re-regulated, because most of the time women come into my groups and they have a dysregulated nervous system. What does that mean? They still have, imposter syndrome. They still feel unworthy. They still have limits that they see. They still are fighting against the things that have been in place for a very long time that has created a resistance for them to get to that next level. And this is why some of the success they've had has not been fulfilling, because they haven't got to the root of the thing that's keeping them feeling empty, even though success has come in. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you that while you read my book, it's amazing. You listen to this podcast. The way that things get integrated and implemented is to come into the communities. And I'm not selling my programs. I'm just telling you, go into some community, you go somewhere, you work with a mentor to help you integrate and implement, because your human's going to always want to go back to what it knows, because it's been doing that for so long. So in order to break a pattern fully, this is how I look at it. You have the awareness that, hey, I do have this issue. Most of the time, people don't even know that they have the issue. So awareness is number one and key, right? Because awareness to me is like half the battle. Now I know subconsciously I'm doing this. And like I said in the other previous podcast that I've done recently, most people don't even know that subconsciously they even are doing something or have a belief until I start talking to them, right? Now, once the awareness happens, what you do to break the pattern is you literally go butt up against that belief everywhere you can, because then you're going to see how deep that really is inside of you. How deep does it go? What else is associated with it? I'll give you an example. I had a client that didn't realize that she was outgrowing her family, and she was worried about leaving her family behind. So she was literally like playing small in order for her to stay a part of the family unit, because belonging is one of our greatest things that we want. We want to feel belong. We want to feel like we belong, that we're loved, we're accepted. It's one of the things that many women who do operate in their wounded masculine don't have, because they don't have that sense of safety. The belonging helps them feel safe. So once we were able to identify this area of her, she then realized that, okay, you know what? Maybe I can let go. Maybe I am keeping myself 1 foot in and 1 foot out. What if I went all the way in? Will my family still love me? Will people still respect me? Will they still want me in their lives? Will they still come to my dinners? Will they still do things with me? Or will they judge me? And I said to her, I go, you have two options. You can either keep staying in the insecurities, keeping yourself limited, or you can go out there, go all in and see what you can do in life. And that's the scariest thing for a woman, especially to do, because for men, they're built to provide. Men are built to perform. Men are built to go out there. For us, we're nurturers by nature. We're lovers. We're meant to take care of the family unit. Like, this is one thing that we inherently have, especially in our emotional state, right? And so for us to go out there and be like, I'm going to go rule the world, I'm going to go do the things, it's harder for us. And so when we're doing it, it's almost like we have to turn off our emotions to go out there and be like, I don't care about anybody else. Like, I'm leaving everybody behind. But you don't necessarily have to do that. Not everybody's going to come along the journey with you, right? So for her, she went for it. And oh my gosh, her mom and her family was so proud of her. Did some people complain and have little things to say? There's always going to be people, in the peanut gallery saying things. You cannot avoid that. That's just the way it is. I personally don't hear that stuff. I don't even see that stuff. If it's happening in my life, well, whatever. Now, what I want you to understand is to break the pattern, identification is important. And really revisiting it all the time to see where has it laid roots? Where is it connected to other belief systems? Where else is it also inhibiting you from the next level for your gain and your growth? Where is it? Where is it? And then we rewire it to have a new belief. Now, anybody that tells you it's just all mindset is literally only giving you half of the story. Your emotions and how you emotionally operate is the game changer. It is the game changer on breaking a pattern. Because when you're thinking something over and over and over again, right? There's some emotion that's attached to it. But when you can have the emotional state first and then think the thought, that's when it becomes super powerful. And that's how you break your patterns. I have a whole system on breaking money blocks and money patterns and whatnot. It's like a process. But I will tell you this, that in order for you to really get to your next level, it is so important that you understand that the acquiring of things is not going to help you break the pattern. What's really going to help you break, because having more money, I've seen people make money and then boom, the money goes right back out again because they didn't get to the root of why the money was going out in the first place. So I see people with so many inconsistent months. They'll have big booms, then they'll have lows, big booms, and they'll have lows. Okay. That it's so important that you understand in order for you to have big booms and keep having big booms and keep going, you got to figure out why you're not having the big booms, right? So the pattern has to get broken. The having of the money is not going to change. And so when I see these women have this success and they think it's, oh, I'm done, I don't need to do any work anymore, off they go, right? Not true. Not true. I have another episode coming up right now and I want to break it up in two parts. For this episode, I just want you to think about what beliefs do you think you have? What patterns do you have right now? I know for me, not playing as big as I could go was one of the things. And I'll tell you, like, I can walk into any room right now and I can feel completely in my power because it doesn't matter if someone's made more money than me, because show me what their emotional state is. Show me what their relationships are. Show me how they're functioning in their belief systems. Are they making the money but still stressed out? Are they making the money but still in scarcity? Are they making the money but still not having a great relationship with their children? Are they making the money and still feeling the lack? I mean, so money doesn't change you, right? True, unapologetic richness and wealth means who you are. And so for me, this is the most powerful state because I'm breaking these patterns right, left, and center. I've spent over a decade breaking my patterns, that I have a system now that if you're willing to do the work, it will work for you. So don't look at like, oh, what success. This is the big issue that people have. They look at how much money that person has. They must have all figured out. It's not how it works. Show me their psychological state. Show me their money mindset. Show me what they truly believe. Show me their emotional state. And I'll tell you how wealthy they are. I'll tell you what they have in their lives, So stay tuned. I'm going to give you another episode coming up. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a review on Apple or on Spotify. I love the reviews. I wake up and I look for them every single day. They make me so happy. So I'm keeping this commercial free. Also, go ahead and grab my book, Unlocking the Quantum Woman. It's on Amazon. We've got so many 5-star reviews. They're all 5-star reviews. We got over 120 of them. And if you haven't joined my YouTube channel. Go subscribe. I'm putting up videos almost every day over there. And come join our Quantum Woman group. It's amazing. And if you have not subscribed yet to some of our freebies, they're listed in the description. And we've got some paid programs. Also, our Chicago event, tickets are going on sale for that. Make sure you come to that. That's going to be a game changer for you. All right. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye for now.